And these days, I feel like it's less East-West and more just like cities, like
Yeah, it's very city.
like your Atlanta rappers, your Memphis rappers, Chicago
Chi-town.
rappers, yep.
Yeah,
Yeah.
very
I don't know if
that.
there's any like straight rivalries these days, Or maybe I feel like I'm not even in the rap game as much as I used to be, Out of touch. I'm just sitting here listening to the same 3 Frank Ocean songs, sitting here crying to Adele, It's a different good day these days.
Hi, I'm Danielle.
And I'm Dell.
And this is the Black Catch-Up, where we're catching up on iconic black media we missed out on in our more conservative religious childhood.
All right, sis. All right, so today we watched Notorious.
Yes, we did. So, as always, IMDb. The life and death story of the Notorious B.I.G., aka aka why can't I speak at all? The life and death story of the Notorious B.I.G., aka Christopher Wallace, who came straight out of Brooklyn to take the world of rap music by storm. That wasn't even like a hard sentence. Just oh my god.
Yeah, it was all like little like letters, the B-I-G,
The
AKA,
letters.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness gracious.
But all right. I guess as usual, we kind of start off with things we liked about this one. I guess I'll kick this one off.
Yeah.
I really liked the music in this one.
I said that too.
Yeah, like
that felt so obvious though.
Yeah, it is pretty obvious, but I think we still should bring it up. I think this one definitely did a good job of really playing full songs and like I don't know, really getting you to like the feel of like him as a rapper and things like that. I especially liked the like performances. Like I thought he had a lot of like good performances. Like there was the rap battle in the beginning I thought was really good, and then there were 2 concert moments. One was there's one line he has about like a fight breaking out, and then like a fight broke out on stage.
Oh, I remember that one. Yes.
Yeah, and then he pauses for a bit, then gets back to rapping, and they all just break it up. And then what was the other? I had one more music scene.
It was probably the one where he did "Who Shot Me."
Yes, that was it. Yes, that was exactly it. Yeah, that was it.
Because that was a good one.
Yeah, that was another like really good moment. But this one just had really good music overall and just like presented it very well.
Yeah, even when he was in the studio and you saw him like flowing and they were like, did he even write this down? And no one knew. Just like, I think they did a good job of capturing his essence from what I can gather. So on that note, I'll say I think the actor who played Biggie did a really good job of capturing his swag, especially his swag with women in those montages. There's a lot of nudity in this movie, more than I thought I signed up for. But he still had such a swag and such a charisma with women. It was a treat to watch. I really liked watching it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Another thing I also thought I learned a lot in this one. Like I thought we just like really got like a good idea of like the things he kind of went through, and just like the things he like between his like upbringing and like not having a father, like his mother having like breast cancer, the various women, like his couple of kids, like I thought we just learned a lot about him as a person, and like not necessarily like his rise, but more just like kind of the things he was dealing with and like just his life outside of rap almost.
Yeah, I could see that. Yeah. The other thing, I think there were a couple of really good emotional beats in the movie. One of them that I had was when it was after Tupac was shot and Biggie was lamenting the fact that he thought they would have more time to actually squash their beef because they were friends previously. I thought that was a good emotional point. Same with the funeral procession at the end where his mom, played by Angela Bassett, who I guess is everyone's mom at this point, where she's like seeing everyone like sing his song and hold up the shirts and posters and everything, so her son's legacy lives on. Just a couple good emotional beats in this movie.
I think the like last thing I had was more. I don't know if this is like a serious pro, but I thought like he just had a really good support system in the movie. Like I don't know if they were actually like that in real life, but like between like D-Rock, Puffy, even like the various like women he was with, like they all just seemed like super supportive and like gave good advice, like didn't let him do dumb things, and like I don't know, a lot of times like and like especially like after watching like the Kanye documentary, where everyone was just like saying yes, yes, yes to him. Like, it was nice to see like I don't know, just like having a great support system, you know.
Yeah, I get what you mean. Nice to see some no's in there.
Yeah, yeah. Did you have anything else?
No, that was pretty much it for me.
Okay. Yeah, I think we can get into negatives now. You want to start?
Yeah, I'll start with this one because, okay, this one I think is nitpicky, and it might just be me, but Anthony Mackie as Tupac.
I had that down too.
Now, I do not in any capacity think Anthony Mackie is a bad actor. I do not. I think he's a wonderful actor. He seems like a very cool guy from interviews that I've seen. He's Captain America. Like, I love Anthony Mackie. That being said, I didn't realize he was Tupac for a good long time for some reason. Yeah. And then one of the actors said Tupac, and they pointed the camera to Anthony Mackie, and I was like, that's not what I'm getting. Yeah. But I don't know whose fault it is. I don't know if it's me for seeing him as Captain America and Falcon first. I don't know if it's visually in his like, face. I don't know what also it was.
What other movie was he in where he was playing that like thug tough guy role?
He's done it multiple times.
And he had like a mohawk. I don't think he could do it for me. Like he never he doesn't play the tough guy role. At least not for me. You know, his smile is too smiley. You know, like
he does play the tough guy for me a couple of times to good effect. Like when he was in The Hate You Give, I enjoyed him in that. Mm-hmm. The movie you're thinking of was The Inevitable Defeat of Mr. and Pete. That's where he was in with us recently, where he was the gangster guy. I don't quite know. Yeah. But it's so weird. Anthony Mackie constantly like moonlights as a thug for some reason. I don't know what that is. Yeah. But but him as Tupac, I was not getting that even a little bit. Yeah. So I will blame it on me a little bit just because of what I know him from more so than these roles. But
yeah, I had that down too, though. I had that down too, and the only reason I knew he was Tupac was because I feel like I've seen memes of him as Tupac before, it was nice to just see like, oh, this is where those jokes come of him playing Tupac, you know. I also had whoever played Puffy. I don't think he looks like P Diddy, and like that like threw me off at first too. But that was also like a nitpick for me. I guess kind of my big gripe with this one. I don't think it like flowed together as a movie. Like it almost just felt like I was just getting like fact after fact in like little like 2-scene kind of bits, you know, like there didn't really seem to be one like large through line throughout the whole movie. Like we didn't even like document his rise itself that much. You know, that was kind of like very much in the background. He just rose, you know, but it just seemed like there were just a lot of like little like C plots that just kept like going for like short periods of time, you know, and so yeah, it just didn't feel like a connected movie, you know?
Yeah, that was my big gripe with this, too. It felt kind of like vignettes of his life where we just saw little snapshots of things that he'd done. And it gave us a good essence of who he was as a person. But for me, I wasn't learning anything super duper specific about his rise to fame.
Yeah.
I just wish that they were a little more deliberate with the time period they put this movie in. As in, they just did his rise to fame, and then maybe the ending shot is him at a big concert venue, his first big concert or something. Or they just documented the East Coast, West Coast rivalry from Biggie's side of things. Or they just documented the last, like, couple years of his life. I just wish they were more deliberate with the time period so that you can kind of get that flowing story. Just because we were going through such a large amount of time that I feel as though we swept a lot of things under the rug a little bit.
Yeah, and like the timeline was like kind of hard to follow because like even like reading the Wikipedia after, I didn't really realize he got married to Faith Evans after 8 days. Like I thought I missed.
I didn't know it was 8 days though.
Yeah, no, I thought I missed I thought there was a time skip somewhere in there. I thought it was like a few months, like a year or something. But yeah, like I agree. I wish they would have like honestly think they could have cut out most of like the young stuff and just like almost just gone from the time he like rose to
they definitely could have. I will say of the young stuff, when he asked his mom how much a garbage man makes, just so he could do that math on the board for the teacher.
Yeah.
What a serve.
Yeah.
What a
That
read.
was nice. That was definitely
That was
nice.
good.
Yeah, like that's the thing. There
I
were
will
like
say,
good
at that age,
moments
I would
in the
not have
kids.
had that much nerve.
No, absolutely not. They all looked old though. I guess they always do. They always look old.
They always
you know?
do. Everyone looks so old.
Yeah. Okay, is it your turn or my turn?
I think it's your, because I don't really have too many, like, that was my big negative. Everything else kind of, like, falls under that for me.
Okay. Yeah, that was kind of all I had too. I thought the ending was kind of meh. Not the, I mean, the actual, like, shooting part. I thought they, like, drew, like, really, what's the word, drew that out. Like that scene with like the music and there was like a bunch of like slow-mo kind of stuff. And like that, this is also like after they did like the initial flashback at the beginning, like people know this is what happens. So I like that part just kind of, I was like, whatever. But I agree the funeral scene was really, really nice though. But,
oh, I guess I could also say I didn't like the narration, but I don't ever really like narration. He was narrating the entire thing, and I feel as though that kind of maybe is why it felt like he was just giving facts, because it was like he was narrating a book report. But no narration for this gal. Please no.
Okay, I could agree with that. Yeah. All right, so ratings?
Yes, ratings.
All right, Ace, you want to go first, or?
Yeah, I can go first. I gave this a 2.5 out of 5. I think it was kind of a very middle-of-the-road rags to riches story that would have been a lot better if they focused on a specific era of his life. I will say, and this could just be me, but this made me want to watch Straight Outta Compton again, because I feel as though that is a very, very good show of the rise of a rap artist or, like, rap group. Like, that was really good. Yeah. Like, I was comparing this constantly to Straight Outta Compton. And it made me want to watch Straight Outta Compton again. So I don't know if that's a good or bad thing for this movie, but this just was very middle of the road for me, and I thought it could have done with some specificity.
Mm-hmm. Okay, yeah, I agree. It was pretty middle of the road. This one did get a 3 from me, a little higher. I think I just really liked him as a rapper, and so like it was nice to like get. I really enjoyed the amount of music we got in this one. And and I did like learn a lot about like his life. Again, didn't learn much about like his actual rise or like his like kind of path to the top or whatever. But
no.
Yeah, definitely did get like a good like kind of insight into like kind of like who he was like as a person outside of the music. So yeah, this one was a pretty like enjoyable watch overall for me.
Yeah.
Final question: do you wish you saw this one sooner?
I guess no, because I couldn't think of why yes.
Yeah, I think I'm no too. Like, I kind of want to say yes, but like I don't have a real reason, and I'm like glad seeing it now. I've been in a bit like a Biggie mood the past like 2 or 3 weeks.
Just
like on my own. Yeah, that was like part of the reason. I think he had like an album anniversary recently too, or something like that. So like
that
I was,
could be it. I don't
saw
know.
it on Twitter. Just been listening to it in the past couple of weeks. I was like, you know what? I haven't seen this movie, and I feel like we've seen like a couple Tupac movies, but
we've seen like 3 or so.
Yeah.
But they weren't like about Tupac. They were just,
he was just in them. I guess he was more of an actor, but yeah. I don't really need to have seen this one earlier. There was no real need to see this one.
Me neither. I mean, if anything, I would say I would have liked to see it before I saw Straight Outta Compton, just so I wasn't comparing it to it constantly. Mm-hmm. But that's, I still don't think it like took away from my enjoyment or like problems with this movie. So
yeah. Okay. So yeah, that was Notorious.
Yes, it was.
YouTube housekeeping: like, comment, subscribe.
Ring the bell for notifications. If you have any movie suggestions for us, you can leave them in the comments down below. We do movies on Tuesdays and Fridays. All of our socials will be linked in the description box down below. And we'll see you next time to catch up. Bye. Yeah, I don't think there's any beefs now.
No.
Like, not unless you count Kanye and Pete Davidson, but they're not both rappers.
Yeah.
And that's also not really a feud. That's just not...
And we haven't gotten any rap songs out of this beef. I guess Kanye's like done some, but nothing great, you know? Even like a few Pete Davidson bars that were like trash. Super forced. Very bad, you know? You can tell he was just like sitting in the studio angry at Pete Davidson, trying to force a Pete Davidson bar out. Like,
I know. Because the little bits that I saw, I was like, this isn't great. Like,
No.
This is the guy who everyone who met him in Genius said was the best thing since sliced bread. This guy? With these bars?
Yeah.
This guy?
He's lost focus, you know. He needs a better motivation than, like, getting back at Skeet Davidson.
I don't even like the diss of the name Skeet. Like, I don't like that.
No, I don't either.
It's very not good.
I find it hilarious. He's like an adult doing this, but
I know.
it's like,
Kanye's like, isn't Kanye almost 50? Like,
probably.
how old are you to be having a beef with
has
someone
to
who's
be.
my age?
Yeah.
What are you doing?